And now, through the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future, Transformers Slag Podcast. What up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday night? Had a bit of a busy Saturday today. It's winter tire season here in Canada, so let's just say my hands are filthy. I cleaned them as best I could for today, but I'm a little tired, so if I'm not full energy today, I apologize for that. But welcome to the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday night main event. We're here to talk Transformers, and this is the face that runs this place. This is the voice you hear Monday to Friday. I apologize. You could do better than this. How we all doing? Already got some super chats out of the gate. I'll cover that in a second. Princeton Phalanx 59, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it's a really good good week of Transformers of stuff to talk about. Some things I won't talk about too in depth because I know a lot of you haven't watched all of Earthspark yet, so that will probably be a big question of a lot of stuff. I will dabble this and that. I'll probably make during this week coming up an individual segment covering the first 10 episodes so that it's, the spoiler stuff is kind of blockaded in a part of content where you could choose to listen to it or not, as opposed to the stream tonight where I don't want to spoil those individuals who are not able to see it. But yeah, thank you all for coming. We're going to be talking Transformers tonight. We're going to be taking some super chats. We are going to be honoring an individual who passed away just past couple days ago, Kevin Conroy, who, while didn't have much of a imprint in the Transformer world, was a big influence in media in the 90s that, in my opinion, domino affected into the success that we have in Beast Wars today. We'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Kick back, relax, and we're just going to enjoy the news and everything else. But first, let's answer Princeton Phalanx 59's question. It was good interacting with Aaron yesterday during his first live stream. Yes, Aaron Archer did a unscheduled live stream. I believe it was Friday he did it. He was just testing stuff out, just vibing, as his exact words to me were. He just wanted to be doing some vibing. So I only caught like the last 10 seconds of it because I was really busy the past couple of days because of winter tires and everything. And also got that new Atari 50 game for the Nintendo Switch. So that kind of ate my time just a little bit. Let's just say production of content slowed down just for a couple of hours because of that game. So, it is what it is. So let's jump into the news. We'll cover this and that. We have a giveaway today again. We have a P.O. box opening. So again, if you're a Patreon member or a YouTube member that's registered with my join button, you're going to get some new stuff today too if you want some new official Transformer product maybe in your mailbox. So let's jump into that. And the first news today is one that probably a lot of people were not expecting. So a Happy Meal promotion has showed up recently in Malaysia. Malaysia a lot of times is used for test markets for different kinds of Happy Meal products for McDonald's. They've done this in the past with various different, promotions. Once in a while, they'll have very region exclusive cultural promotions that we don't get. I know that they did the mascot from Line, which is a chat program. They did a promo like that was shared with Japan. But something like this one that's a very Hasbro leaning kind of promotion is probably something that we will see probably in the next couple of months. And it is a Transformers Mr. Potato Head crossover promotion, and of course a My Little Pony one. And so you're going to have a Mr. Potato Head Transformer of Megatron, Optimus, Bumblebee, or Grimlock. They also come with some evergreen stickers that you could use for your notebooks or whatever. It's a nice little thing there. Reminds me of the mini Mr. Potato Heads they did a couple years ago. They did a Bumblebee, an Optimus, a Starscream, and a Grimlock, if I remember correctly. I have them in my display, but I can't see them from here. They're with the Animorphs. But yeah, so these are going to be coming out probably maybe in the next couple of months, but just a heads up on that. We are finally getting another Transformer promotion, and well, it's not transformable, kinda. kind of reminds me of the McNugget buddies. I think I would have preferred that more, but then it wouldn't be really a Hasbro crossover, would it? Joseph Ritter with the super chat. What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the chat. Joseph Ritter with the $5 super chat. Why can't we get an anime style, semi serious 13 plus Transformer show with no humans? Hasbro could branch out to teens and adults this way. Well, that kind of was the War for Cybertron trilogy Netflix series, but they were terribly written and terribly voice acted. So it was an original anime series made for an older audience that didn't have humans. But was it any good? Not really. To me, I mean, I'll get into it afterwards. I do agree in some senses where I think that humans sometimes do weigh down Transformer product, or it steers away from what we care about. I mean, I'm going to talk about it when I talk about Earthspark today, and really in length when I do my individual segment about the first 10 episodes. But I do agree with you, and we did get something like that. It's just it really has to do with the presentation of the package, sometimes not the stipulations. You could have, like, a good example was Transformers Cyberverse. Didn't have any humans at all, um, and was very well written, but its format, because it was 10 minutes and it was a short series, it couldn't be as good as I wanted it to be. I mean, it still was a pretty great series, but it was limited. I felt like we got only one season of content when there was so much more that could have been told. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do agree with the human thing. I mean, there's cringy stuff in it. There's non-cringy stuff in it. I get what they're trying to do, and Hasbro as a company is a very different company than it was 10 years ago. The people they've hired are, to say the least. And I'm being nice because there's some very unhealthy people in that company over here. So, and as a result, it is what it is. It is what it is. There's really cool people in the design space, like really cool, talented, intelligent people. But the more you move up that food chain, there's some people that need to see a doctor. Let's put it that way. And I ain't talking a physical one. But again, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We will see what happens. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in that company right now. Did you see the stocks? Oh man, the stocks aren't looking good. Let's put it that way. Sell your stocks if you have Hasbro stock right now. Let me tell you. So let's talk about AirRaiser. Um, Rise of the Beast AirRaiser. We had an individual from Weibo, Chinese meshes boards and blogging groups. They started to get cases of Rise of the Beast product from the factories loose. And the first one that they showed us was AirRaiser. We're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of this. Um, Probably in the next couple of days, to be honest. I think we're going to probably see Bumblebee and a few others, and I'll get into why Bumblebee will probably be the next one we see. But here's our Rise of the Beast AirRaiser. It's called Titan, was her code name, and looks amazing. Looks really, really good. And not so much just it looks amazing from a design standpoint. That's not really what I'm talking about, but it's just, a movie character that really invokes what its original counterpart looks like. And I mean, that's really been a new thing that we've been seeing a lot now with our Transformer movie design since the Bumblebee movie, that there's just been more of a push to kind of be loyal to that original design of whatever those characters were based on, be it Brawn or Soundwave or Shockwave or RC or Wheeljack, or I know I'm leaving out somebody, Starscream or Ratchet or Ironhide or Cliffjumper. There's a strong push for that now. And it's just it's really good. It's really, really good what I'm seeing. And I mean, if AirRaiser is any indication of how the others are going to look, then I'm pretty sure if you're a Beast Wars fan, you're going to be very happy with what you see. And yeah, in a lot of ways, what everyone else says, we should have gotten this from day one. But we'll see what happens. But I mean, very nice looking mold. And again, here's a nice comparison shot photo for scale next to the recent Studio Series Ironhide. the soon to be coming out Twitch Deluxe class, the soon to be coming out Hot Shot. I want to address something with that Hot Shot picture, Hot Shot on the left. People are going, why does it come with Jolt? That's the original Armada Jolt toy that doesn't come with Jolt. There was rumors going around, oh, Hot Shot's coming with the Jolt Minicon. No, it's just the person who took the photo is trolling, just trolling. And then, of course, on the bottom there, it shows it with AirRaiser, the Kingdom one, so you can get a good idea of the scale. It's pretty much the same size. So if you have a Kingdom AirRaiser or the Skywarp repaint retool that we got with Sideswipe, it'll give you pretty much an idea of the shape, size, and scale of what this AirRaiser is going to be. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And on the left there is Energon Dive Bomb, which is also a fantastic mold from Energon, by the way. Love the way that those legs transform into the wings. Very cool design. But I mean, she looks great. She looks really good. And again, what I want to talk about is, so this image here, this was the very first image we saw when the images first broke out again, and the product number, the TRA MV7 Deluxe Titan. Titan is her code name for the store listings in Walmart and Target, and an MSRP of $22.99. Now, granted, when this listing MSRP came out, this was pre Big V, this was pre inflation. So chances are it's going to be a $24.99, unfortunately, but it is what it is. If you look in the background, this AirRaiser came in a case of a whole bunch of other loose, stolen from the factory products. If you look in the background, there is a certain familiar yellow car to the left of that hand over there. So he might be the next one we're going to be seeing when photography does pop up at some point. So keep that in mind. But AirRaiser looks great. Cool weapons. People are rumoring, and I can't confirm this, that there's a rub sign on the chest. Probably should pull up the other image there. Supposedly, the chest of AirRaiser has a rub sign that shows the Maxima logo. It's kind of hard to see with the photos I took here. Maybe if I just, one moment, guys, let me unlock this and just do something in real time. Let me just pull this up and make it large. Giggity. So supposedly, and you can kind of see what they're talking about. A lot of people have been rumoring this, that that little emblem on the top of her beast mode head and also makes the chest here is a rub sign that you put your finger over it and it's thermal and it'll show the new Maximal Autobot kind of fusion logo there. Nothing confirmed yet, but that has been a rumor going around. So I don't want to, don't quote me here, but that's what people have been saying. So that's another cool thing too if they bring that back. Because fun fact, the original AirRaiser toy back in 97, 98 was kind of the return, along with every other Maximal and Predacon of that year, of the rub sign. When we went into Generation 2 in the early years of Beast Wars, rub signs were kind of phased out of Transformers, and they came back with the Energon chip, which was a rub sign chip, and AirRaiser had it on the original toy on her tail fin under it. So it's kind of nice to kind of see it there, kind of some duality of history. I like what I see. I like it a lot. It looks real good. Looks real good. Also, let's talk about this display here. Talked about it in my individual segment, so I'll kind of just go through it quickly. If you want me to go deep into the nitty gritty of it, check out that individual segment. But this is a much more high quality image of the licensing uh, panel and slide that Hasbro was giving to different licensors of retail stores like a Target, like a Walmart, like a Costco, of, hey, do you want to have this giant display for all kinds of Transformer licensing product, be it t-shirts or placemats or plates or bottles or, all kinds of crazy stuff. And, it doesn't mean much to us, but the big thing about it is who's on that little cardboard up there. So again, I went into the individuals of it, kind of zoomed in even more in this pixelated kind of photo. But from right to left, we got RC, Mirage, Optimus Prime. You got Primal in the center there with his fists up. You got Bumblebee and what looks like Wheeljack. Can't confirm that one's hard to tell, but it does look like him when you look at the silhouette and even that of the Bumblebee movie silhouette. There's a lot of similarities in the chest and the shoulders. So we will see. We will see, but that's another thing too to keep eye out for. Hopefully, we'll get some nice stuff going on there. Some really nice stuff. I dig it. I dig it. I'm excited about the movie. I mean, will it be any good? We don't know, but I'm excited for it as a Beast Boy. Love it. So we'll see. We will see. Also, an update. So last week we covered this. Last week, November 5th, 2022, we covered Deathsaurus and his numbers and his update. He made about an extra 800 from last week, from the week before that, excuse me, which got him up to 5,854. As of this recording today, November 12th, 2022, live right now as we speak, 6,357, a gain of about 500. So not much has been gained in the past 7 days, only about 500, but there's still plenty of time left. I mean, if they got 500 every day, then for sure they would pass the threshold that they need in order to back this product if it's 30 days only left, but we'll see what happens with that. But again, it's slowed down significantly for Deathsaurus. We're probably going to be seeing the color photos very soon. That was promised by Ben, the marketer. And then probably after that, and just again, don't quote me, this is just my own prediction. Probably after that, we'll probably see a tier 3 teaser item, probably some nice photos of the color one. And that'll create more interest in the waning couple of weeks leading to the end of this product, and hopefully it gets backed. I just hope, like, in all honesty, it's going to get backed. My concern is it going to get backed fully, completely with all the backers, with all the tiers? Because just recently we had the Gray Skull, not the Gray Skull, the Eternia playset from Mattel, that was like, geez, almost $1,000. And that thing got backed, but it didn't have all its extras backed. And I felt really sorry for a lot of people that probably engaged hoping to get those extra figures that were, with the extra tiers, which are not going to be part of it now. So I think it's going to get funded, but will it go the full stretch? Maybe you might not get a throne and a stand. Well, I just hope in a lot of ways that the worst of it is not getting a throne in the stand. If they put an extra tier and it's something really desirable and we don't get that, that's where it's going to really sting in a lot of ways. But Hasbro, it's having problems already because on the other side of Haslab is that Avalon Hill the Avalon Hill Haslab that they did. 3 days left, and it ain't looking good, kids. So looks like something's going to be joining Ghost Rider, the Rancor, the lightsaber, and the dreaded Cookie Monster, and it looks like it's going to be Avalon Hill. So this is it is what it is. It's a lot of these Haslabs are, they're not sticking the landing. And it makes me look at Death Source and go, you know what? Look, it came out of the gate really good, 4,000 backers on the first day, and then it found another 800 in the second day, and then it kind of like struggled to last week where we were at 500, 5,800. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I understand how a lot of people, that collect Transformers, that make up a bulk of the people who collect Transformers, they collect in that bubble of the generation's scale, the generation's price point of retail, and stuff like Titan classes and stuff like even the Commander classes are sometimes, even those are products that are kind of grails for them or tough to get, or they'd have to save up for like crazy. And when stuff like this falls in their lap, and, hey, I have a huge connection to Deathsaurus. I love that character, but to a lot of people, it might not matter to them. And when those generations collectors make up a majority of that audience, who knows? Maybe everyone that was interested in it already dropped the money, and now all we're just waiting on is for that extra 50% of people to at least seal the deal. We're talking just make it happen, let alone the extras. That's the other concern that I have is it's one thing if we make it to the 11,000. It's another, will we get the death metal gun? Will we get, the throne or the extra accessories? Like that's my concern more than anything. More than anything. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. We'll see what happens. Sometimes there's a lot of dubious stuff that goes on also when it comes to Transformers. We will see. I know the thing is too, I know a lot of people that bought 3 of these. So that also added to it a lot, but we will see what happens. Now for this one I talked on Twitter just not too long ago. I like to call this the scumbag of the week, to quote my buddy Pat the NES Punk. Scumbag of the week. Scumbag of the week. Uh, Anime voice actor Sean Chiplock, not a scumbag, but he's the one who reported this. Sean Chiplock, he's an anime dub voice actor. He recently came from the Fanboy Expo in Indianapolis, and he was there with a certain Optimus Prime voice actor that we all know and love by the name of Peter Cullen. They were going back to the airport to fly out back to California when those individuals, right at the terminal to get onto the plane, were hounded by a bunch of Funko Pop collectors and resellers. Like, Funko Pop isn't garbage enough. Let's talk about the Funko Pop resellers and collectors. They were hounded by Mr. Cullen and asked to sign over 75 different Funko Pop boxes, both flattened and unflattened. Now, keep in mind, Peter Cullen at the Indianapolis Fanboy Expo was signing autographs between $75 and $80 each at these shows. And these individuals pretty much, ambushed him at the airport and got him to sign everything out of the goodness out of his heart for $0. And we all know what these Funko resellers are going to do. These are all going to be on eBay tomorrow. Bunch of scumbags. Bunch of pieces of shit. Uh, I can't. I can't. Like, I just can't when it comes to this kind of stuff. I really can't. Like, guys like that, it's unbelievable. Like, I would see this in the wrestling world long before there was eBay. Long before there was eBay, in the wrestling world, I'd see a lot of guys, you know, they would go back to the hotel room where the wrestlers would stay and wait in the lobby until the wrestlers would either go to leave the hotel to go to the bar or go somewhere. And they would completely hound these guys for stacks of autographs. And there was a local guy here in Montreal named Roy who, he was the autograph guy. He would go up to, like, a guy at the time, this is going to date me, but a guy like, Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, the Brood back in the day during the Attitude Era. And that he would get these guys to sign one, two, three, four, like, sign tons of them. And then this guy would turn around and sell it. And this is before the days of eBay, you know? So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's disgusting. Um, but this that's the Funko culture. What do you want me to say? That's the Funko culture, and it's all about scalping. It's all about reselling. It's all about money, and there's no morals in it. I don't know what's worth, the toys or the people. I don't know. I don't know. They're pretty neck and neck. They both got big heads and no articulation in more ways than one. But yeah, there's that. And the last thing we're just going to cover is Kevin Conroy, who recently passed away. I didn't do a slide for that one, unfortunately, but Kevin Conroy passed away just recently. And, any kid who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, Batman the Animated Series was a big deal in a lot of ways. I mean, the individual segment that I did with Aaron Archer about Batman, we touched on it very briefly, but how, Batman the Animated Series coming out was very important because it showed toy companies that you could write a serious story, not have to shill the toys in the show, and still make tons of money. You could tell a serious story that's very dark, that's very well written. You don't have to, like, include all the toys in the show, and you could still sell millions of toys on Toys R Us and KB Toys and Target when it did exist in a smaller form, and J.C. Penney, and, well, I'm forgetting one, Kmart. We're talking 1992 here. And I mean, he wasn't my first Batman. My first Batman that I ever knew was Adam West, or the comic books version by Neil Gaiman. He wasn't my second Batman. That was Oslo, whatever, who was the voice of Batman from New Adventures of Batman, the cartoon series, the 70s one. They used to play that in the 80s, and they were on VHS tapes under the Superpowers emblem. He wasn't, my third Batman. That was Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. That would be Joker. Um, he would be the '89 Batman with Michael Keaton. You know, but the Batman animated series was my Batman. He was the best Batman. He was the Batman that would endure the longest out of all those other Batmans I just mentioned. He would go on to do the New Adventures of Batman, the animated series. He'd do the Justice League Unlimited, all those direct to DC stuff, all the video game stuff that we love, and Arkham and everything. He is Batman. And to me, with him not being around anymore, that's a vacuum in my opinion. That's something where it's like, wow, like a cartoon Batman that is in Conroy now. I don't know. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. That is going to be a tough one. And he was a super talented dude. We did. Do we know what happened to him? Because he was 66 years old, which is not old. You know, it's not old. So I'm really wondering. Hey, there's Aaron. What's up, Aaron? But I mean, that really sucks. That really sucks a lot because that was the Batman. And you know, again, the domino effect of things, the success of that show and his work in that show led to the confidence in toy companies and TV shows to do stuff that's a little more well written, that doesn't have to shill. And you have stuff like Beast Wars because of it. You have stuff like Shadow Raiders, Reboot, Gargoyles, Men in Black, the TV series, those ones that really twisted in that direction. And of course, the X-Men stuff, the Spider-Man stuff that Marvel and Saban were doing. You know, was it cancer? Man, that sucks. Jeez. Hopefully not lung cancer. Because the one thing that I hate hearing is voice actors that died of smoking. When that's your moneymaker. I said that to Scott McNeil because Scott McNeil loves smoking. And I was like, how could you smoke? And like this is where you make your money. That's like being like, I don't know how to explain it, but like being like a chainsaw juggler and you work with your hands or something. It's like, I don't know. Uh, and Scott's just like, it's a habit, and it just sucks to hear that. It's some people, it's terrible, but man, oh man, that sucks. That sucks. But again, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Did a little post on my Instagram of my very first Batman the Animated Series comic, my very first Batman the Animated Series figure. I got the Burger King one first. I think it was McDonald's. Excuse me, the McDonald's one first before I got the bigger ones, and of course the complete collection. I always like to have a little stuff that relates to my growing up you know. But he was an awesome guy. I never got to meet him, unfortunately. Every convention I was ever at, and I've been to tons of like the big Comic Cons and stuff, he was never at them. So that's a shame too. That is a major shame. So that's it, more or less. We're gonna go. We're gonna do a giveaway today, guys. We're gonna do a opening of the PO box. This one is actually not a bit of a surprise because it actually got ripped. When this one shipped to me, it got ripped on one side, so I kind of know what the item is. But you'll be able to guess. You'll be able to guess. But I already kind of know what it is because it got ripped all on one side. Um, we'll do the sponsors, and then we'll just relax and take some super chats, and I'll answer the green chats. If I missed any green chats, guys, too, on top of the super chats, just say them again. I know that when I do the news, I miss everything because everything gets pushed up with all the talking and the questions from the lovely people. But we'll do the giveaway first. We'll just ask the question, and then we'll announce the name afterwards. Let me just make sure. Is John here? Yes, John is here. Um, so I want to talk. We'll talk about Earthspark afterwards too. So the item that we are giving away today, guys and gals, we are going to be giving away a brand new Generation Selects hubcap. Brand new Generation Selects hubcap. This guy is already out of allocation and circulation, so he's pretty tough to get right now. And it's hard to say when Hasbro is going to want to revisit this outside of a trademark renewal. So, pretty nice product to get. Own one of the mini bots and hubcap with his giant cannon, even though that's really for Cliffjumper, but that's what happens when you're part of the mold. So that's what we're giving away today. Again, this goes to my Patreon people and my YouTube members. So if you are a Patreon member, just put your Patreon name that you have on Patreon along with the answer to the question I'm going to ask. That way it makes it easy for John to throw your name in the hat. If you are a YouTube member, your name is already green, so you don't need to worry about it. Just answer your question, and that'll be that. And the question we are asking today is, and it's a very easy one, name one member of the Seacons. And you could go Japanese, you could go, Master Force, you could go English. Just name one of the Seacons. And John has the whole list of every variation, so don't worry about that. I planned this way in advance. Because the reason why I ask is I've been playing with a fish this past couple of days. This is, well, I probably shouldn't say his name because that'd be an answer, but so name one of the Seacons. Name one of them while I just grab some water in the meantime. Mm-mm-mm. I need to get a sponsorship from water people. I got all these other sponsors. I need some water sponsors. That'd be a good one. That would be a good one. Mikey, I like your answer. I like your answer, Mikey. That's half fish people. Good old fish. Mm-mm-mm. So once again, guys, again, this is for Patreon people and YouTube members. If you are a Patreon member, be sure to contact me through Patreon if you win. If you are a YouTube member, uh, Twitter, Instagram, pick your poison. I mean, use one or the other because YouTube doesn't really have a good private message system, and you got to send me your home address. So I kind of need that home address so I could send you it. So yeah, check it out, yo. So I'll give that another minute, and then I'm gonna give John a good 20 minutes to to collect everything, and then throw some names in a hat, and he'll pick one at random. Mm-mm-mm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. We'll give it another 30 seconds, guys. This is probably the most boring part of the live stream is the giveaway. But I want to give everyone an opportunity who is part of it all. What's up, Larry? Didn't see you come in. Didn't see you come in, brother. 10 seconds, and then we're going to do the cutoff. And then that is that. And we are done. So we'll announce the giveaway in like 10, 20 minutes. It usually, there's no set time. It's really by the time John is done tabulating everything, or by the time you guys remind me if John tabulates it. So we'll do the sponsors. We'll do a package opening, and then we'll just take super chats for the rest of the day. So start with the sponsors, of course, Symbiote Studios. Today I'm rocking the Catnip Bravo Convoy t-shirt. And of course the Catnip Bravo Convoy pin to match the metal pins. I love metal. Metal enamel pins are always awesome. The pins, the t-shirts, and the plush of Transformers. Again, symbiotestudios.com. The new stuff is coming, guys, so be sure to check that out. Of course, let's just pull it all up. All the different Symbiote Studio stuff, be it the plush, the pins, and the t-shirts. Series 1, Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, convention exclusive Unicron, and Soundwave from Wave 4 are all sold out, but do not despair because they will be coming back in a greater force, in a greater tone, of course, because of the Matrix upgrade that they are getting. Doesn't come with a Matrix. So Optimus, Bumblebee, Grimlock, and Soundwave will be coming back in late 2023 with a new stylized look. So if you have not picked them up, be sure to check it out. These guys sell out quick, so if you have not picked up the others, be sure to pick them up. Get Hound. I love Hound. I don't know why. It's starting to become my favorite one of the bunch. I thought Shockwave was going to end up being my favorite, but that Hound one is adorable. I don't know, maybe because he's more compact. I don't know. It's just something cool about him. But definitely go check them out, guys. Right now, it's available on the store is Wheeljack, Hound, the Seekers, and Shockwave. pick them up before they sell out. And of course, in 2023, there is going to be a whole bunch of new ones on top of the reissues of Wave 5 of Optimus, Bumblebee, Grimlock, and the good old Wave of the Sounds. So be sure to check that out. And of course, all the other, let's just pull up all the other Hasbro ones too, because we also got the loveliness. Oh, we got a super chat. We'll get to you in a moment, Mike. Mark, well, here we go. It's Symbiote Studios related. Mike Rosen, will Symbiote Studios make more Dinobots? Stay tuned. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Symbiote Studios is in the chat right now. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Stay tuned. I don't know if I could reveal, but stay tuned. You'll see. You'll see. Because I know the Dinobots were very popular. Grimlock sold out very quickly. Very, very quickly. So stay tuned on that, my friend. For sure. You'll see. Also, see, Mikey says we need a hot rod plush. Oh, you never know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But definitely, like, again, 2023, there's already 3 that are lined up to be announced. Again, we will be the first ones to drop that announcement. It'll probably be on a live stream, and then we'll do an individual segment with some nice HD photos for you guys. But stay tuned for that. The ongoing collection of Transformers plush. Don't miss out. Don't let it sell out. It's good stuff. And of course, again, like I said, all the other Hasbro related ones, G.I. Joe, Transformers, My Little Pony, Power Rangers, and of course the Magic the Gathering stuff. Again, you got to get your Magic the Gathering pins, guys, because now that Magic the Gathering is part of Transformers and those Transformer cards are out there from the Brothers War collection, yeah, get your pins. You know, find out who's your favorite Magic the Gathering commander card, if you will, of the crew of the Autobots and Decepticons, and then get the matching pins to go with it. We're crossing over. We're crossing over. And of course, and the seats. It's the cockpit of Proto Man over here. Thanks to And Seats for providing us with our nice comfy chair for a 6'1" behemoth like me that can never find a comfortable chair in this small world. And Seats, their 2022 collection. There is going to be brand new stuff that they're going to also be showing off for 2023. I do not know what that is thus far, but they did say there is new stuff coming in the future. And we will let you guys know about it when the time comes. But you have promo code ProtoMan, gets you 10% off your order. Click on the link in the description below to check out their products, not just these chairs, but other gaming chairs and other gaming products to relax, lower lumbar support, magnetic clasp for the headrest, all of that cool stuff. Removable, seamless, and amazing. Thank you, And Seats, for giving me a nice chair. Giving me a nice chair. And of course, my boy, Aaron Archer. Aaron Archer and the Toy Armada. Anyway, I hope everyone saw Aaron Archer's live stream just a couple days ago. Good stuff. Aaron Archer Toy Armada. Episode 9 is out on the channel. Again, just type Aaron Archer, Toy Armada with Aaron Archer in your YouTube search algorithm, and you'll find it there. Then give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is important, guys. Subscribing is very important. It's what keeps the grease on the wheels for a lot of these podcasts. And we talked about Armada, talked about black repaints, figure upgrades, mini cons, first wave stuff, role play stuff, combiners, all kinds of cool things, all kinds of different flavors of how Transformer product is put together. So be sure to check that out. The latest episode of the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer and this loser here too. You might hear his voice a little bit also, but I mean, who cares about me, right? And of course, if you want even more Aaron Archer and Transformer stuff from the man who made it himself, Aaron Archer's Art of Transforming Robots Volume 1 Black and White Edition is available on his store, archermonster.com/sharp, or just type archermonster.com and check out his art, check out all the other stuff he's done, and then swing by the shop and pick up some cool Aaron Archer stuff, but specifically the Art of Transforming Robots for 20 bones. 20 bones, you get 32 pages of original Transformer art from the man who made these characters, and for an extra $15. What do you get for an extra 15 bones? Well, he'll draw whatever you want on the inside. Within reason. Within reason, of course. But if you want something on the inside, he'll draw it for an extra 15, have it shipped to you, and enjoy. That's it for our sponsors this weekend. So, how we doing, John? Do we have a winner? Oh, we got the winner. Okay, good. Let me get the slide. Usually we don't have the winner until after we open the product. That was quick, John. Good job. Last time I think it took like 30 minutes. So again, for the winner of the Generation Selects Hubcap, brought to you by Bint Studios. Bint Studios, check their stuff out too. They are the amazing creators of the Unicron upgrade kit. I just give a shout out to that upgrade kit. That's not the original wings on Unicron. That's the Bint Studios upgrade kit. That's how nice those look. Isn't that amazing? So again, check out Bint Studios too. They are the sponsor that helps us out with the giveaways and everything. So be sure to check those out. And the winner is, according to Johnny Boy here, who pulled it out of the hat. John, did you take out a second name too, just in case the first one didn't? Because I only have one name here. In case the first one doesn't check out. So we have the winner it is Giant Bleeds. Giant Bleeds. Do we have Giant Bleeds? Let me know, Giant Bleeds. Are you? It's a YouTube member. YouTube member, Giant Bleeds. Rename. Say, hey yo. Hey yo, I'm here. Yeah, those wings are amazing, Mikey. Those wings are absolutely incredible. And it's funny because I got, when you guys were sending me them, like the general progression of like, version 1, version 2, version 3. And one of my buddies also, he was like, wow, like, because he saw how much they changed. Oh, there he is. Giants Bleeds. Awesome. All right, bro. Contact me through Twitter or Instagram, one or the other. That's the best way to contact me if you don't have Patreon. And yeah, you did already. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'll check it out later. Usually, if I don't contact you right after the stream, it's because it's late. I'll contact you the next day. Send me your address. We'll work everything out, and we will send you a nice yellow Robo Boy. Would you believe that Hubcap was considered a ninja in the original continuity of the manga of Transformers Japan in Generation 1? Pretty interesting. Because he didn't have a cartoon depiction, but pretty cool stuff. Congrats, brother. Enjoy the fresh Transformer. And speaking of fresh Transformers, so here, I probably should cover the side that got ripped. So this came in the mail from the PO box for the podcast. Uh, I could say I don't know what it is, but I do know what it is because it got ripped in the mail, and I was like, oh, I could tell right away what it is. So what do you guys think it is before I open it? And then we'll crack it open here. We'll crack it open. But yeah, Mikey, again, he did an amazing job. Like my buddy Julian, he saw also the progression of it. If people don't know who Julian is, if you go to TFCon, he's the Asian dude, that the big like buff Asian dude that hangs out with me at some of the shows. Um, Jules was like, my goodness, like he saw version 1, right? And he saw version 1. He was like, it's not that good. But then he saw version 2, version 3, version 4, and he's like, oh, okay. Now it's like almost perfect, Like you can't even tell. You can't even tell. If I didn't tell you those weren't the original wings, you wouldn't know. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? The magic of 3D printing and talented people. All right, so people think it's the Creatures Collide. Well, you'd be right, because that's exactly what it is. There's not many things that are that dimension, so I don't blame you. I saw this part here was like ripped, and so yeah, Creatures Collide set. Imagine I was giving this away. In the live stream, but I didn't own one myself. Isn't that nuts? Giving away something that I didn't even have myself. So now I have one finally. So like the photo shoot I want to do the most is probably Ransack, and of course the Gold Bug. Although toy accurate Scorponok. I don't know. Still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. Nice little set here. Definitely, if you check on my Instagram, you're going to be seeing some photos over the next couple weeks or days, excuse me. So we will see. We will see with that. But this was my last Insta photo because I got the fish from Mikey and Louie. I love Master Force. I've always said how much I love Master Force, and the Seacons were such a big part of that. More specifically, them and their alt modes. So it's just fish gun dude, just love that. Just love it. This is Gulf, as he was called in his Japanese incarnation. He never transformed into robot mode in the show, except for I think Snaptrap was the only one that transformed into robot mode. Everyone else just stayed as like little drones and stuff, and that's why I keep the guns on because that's how he was in the show too. I love it. I love the Seacons just from that. They were the army builder, the drones, if you will, of Master Force. So if you're a big Master Force fan, you got to have the Seacons. It's very important, very very important. But yeah, so this past week, let me just make sure I got everything else covered here. I think I got everything else covered. So this past weekend, we had the first episode of Transformers Earthspark. I'm not going to talk too much in depth about it because I know that there is probably a lot of individuals that haven't seen all 10 episodes. Essentially, if you were a Canadian, uh, Paramount Plus had just the first episode for Canadians. If you were American, they had all the 10 episodes. Some of those were put onto Hasbro's YouTube channel, which again, check out Hasbro Pulse's YouTube channel and everything. Um, but if you were a Patreon person or a YouTube member that's part of my Discord, we made sure that regardless of where you were in the world, you'd find a way to be able to watch all 10 episodes. We always got you covered. If you're part of our Discord, which is for our Patreon people and stuff, we got you covered. So. But the point is, I know there's a lot of people that weren't able to see it. So, I mean, I reviewed episode 1 and then episode 2 to 10 came out afterwards. I'm probably going to do an episode 1 to 10 review at some point this week. I don't know if I'm going to go crazy in depth like I did originally. I'm just going to kind of just cover the beats, if you will. But I mean, I will say this. I like what I see thus far, but I think the human stuff is starting to already get stale with me. I mean, there's still fun aspects of it, and I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, if you're a Filipino person, you must be loving it because there's so much Filipino culture stuff that they covered. There's black culture stuff that they covered, like the wave caps and the sleeping caps and everything like that, which, like, I've never really seen that ever handled ever in any kind of media. So that's pretty funny to see that. Um, but it's just aside from that kind of human stuff, I mean, to me it's like I get more excited with all the robot stuff they were doing. So I want to see more of that. And I just hope that I hope that they stay good with that because I mean, some of the people that are working behind the scenes on that show worry me because they're crazy. There are people that if you read their Twitter account, you probably wouldn't want to be friends with them because they hate you and everything that you are. And I'm not going to name names, but those individuals wouldn't like someone like Proto Man. Being a straight white male who goes to the gym would anger her heavily. And she's one of the showrunners of the show. So as long as she's kept in check and doesn't do anything too crazy, you know, that'll be fine. But I just hope the show works out in the end and it doesn't go too off the rails. Let's put it that way. Don't worry, I have I have my mods today that are going to take care of the bots as they start popping up. Don't worry. But otherwise I like the show thus far. Just keep it on the rails, man. Don't go off the rails like some of the other shows. That's my big concern in a lot of it. There was a lot of like cringy moments and everything. Some moments where I'm just going like, ugh, you know. But and the thing is too, and I've always had this argument, and this is not spoiler at all. This is just surface level stuff of the show. A lot of creators always think you have to include children because those are the avatars for the viewers. But I'll tell you this right now, young kids want to see themselves through older kids and adults. When you look at something like Power Rangers and why it was ridiculously successful was that every kid wanted to be those cool adult teenagers that were the Power Rangers. And then everyone hated Justin. Everyone hated the kid episodes of Power Rangers. Remember when they were all turned into kids? People hated that because kids don't want to see themselves in a, weak kid state in a show. They want to see something that's greater than what they are, be it in age or strength, and they want to emulate that. And showrunners seem to forget that a lot. They keep thinking like, "Oh, we got to put someone that's 5 years old in there for the 5-year-olds." No, no, but again, I this show has a lot of human stuff in it. It makes a huge majority of the show. The action is amazing in this. Like whenever there's an action scene, I love it. Megatron steals scenes. There's great writing with the robots. But when you have like a good 20 minutes of human stuff, that's when I go for my pee break. Let's go empty out the old bladder. So, but again, that's just my take. Maybe you love it. Maybe you guys love it, but that's just my take personally. You know, that's just my take. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Like again, we only have 10 episodes. I think there's another 13 left, if I remember correctly. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good. Keep it on the rails, though, man. Don't get too lost in it. Hasbro stock is already pretty garbo right now. It doesn't need to get any more garbo. You know, keep it on the rails. If you guys are all about business, then think about that more than anything else. Let me see some questions. Sorry if I'm missing anything, guys. It's the real bot, bad bots, Wizard Sphere X, or Batman the Animated Series. I want to see Transformers, laugh out loud, silly me. Yeah, well, again, it's in the title. I want to see more of that too. Every kid Princeton Foundation. Every kid wants to be a superhero like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Yeah, where's my kid character in our Marvel movies and Avengers movies that are making billions of dollars? No one cares about that. Kids want always to be something greater than what they are. You know, like you could take Mikey and Mo, but make them teenagers or adults, and I guarantee, as a viewer, we would be more accepting of that. We would definitely be much more lenient on the show. But they want to have the cute family dynamic and the Maltos and sure, okay. Again, I'm pretty sure there's people that do enjoy it, and hey, that's great for you. Like look, my favorite color is red, your favorite color is blue. I'm not going to hate on you for not liking the same thing I like. But that's just my take, you know? Ibrahim Pomares. Hi, Proto. Have you ever watched the anime Mechadoc? No, I never have. I never even heard of that one. What's Mechadoc? Is that new? Is that a new one? I have never heard of it. I'm a pretty proficient anime viewer, be it waifu stuff or harem trash or hentai or mecha. I watch it all. So I've never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. Mikey says, Proto, what is your opinion on the Machinima Transformer series? Um, it was an example that it shows that you can't bring back the original voice actors and expect the same ride again. Judd Nelson was there, and Ron Perlman, who did Optimus Prime, who's a famous actor, was there. I think that the animation was kind of eh. I think the story writing was kind of eh. Some of the action was okay, but the animation kind of held it back. I think it didn't know what it wanted to be. A lot of characters that never had face visors had face visors for some reason. Hot Rod had a face visor. They were okay, but I think the best way to put it, and me and Jaws D, when we were talking about them, the best way to sum up those things are forgettable. It's something that years from now, when people are going to be listing Transformers series, they're not even going to include it. Like they're going to forget that it was part of it. A very made for the web kind of thing in a lot of ways, in my opinion. Giants Bleed. Hey, Proto, do you think Studio Series AirRaiser could be a retool or reuse of the non-movie character? Could be used for non-movie characters? We've yet to see stuff like that. Studio Series characters have never been really used outside, of course, 86 movie stuff. But It's possible. But then again, what would you'd want to take Air and use it for what? Air again or another bird character? Some people were saying like Silverbolt Beast Machines. I mean, sure, I guess, but I mean, if they were going to do a Beast Machine Silverbolt, I think I would just want a brand new tooling completely that's slavishly loyal to the original, since the old toy almost got it, but not quite. Not the right scale, very different colors, and no one's buying the expensive Japanese version, Beast Wars Returns. So we will see. We will see. But I mean, I'm sure that they never waste a mold, like I always say. They'll do something. Maybe they'll do like a repaint that'll be like cartoon accurate colors or something. Sarah says, "I'm back, Proto. You think that I need to get an optimal Optimus Power of the Primes, or they're gonna do a new one like like the Legacy Dragon Megatron?" Um, I suggest if you want an optimal Optimus, get the original. The Power of the Primes one is pretty fun as a toy, but it's painfully tiny. Where the original Optimal Optimus toy is a nice big beefy toy with electronics too. It has electronics, launching missiles. So unless you really like what that Power of the Primes version is, I would suggest getting the original. When you put them side by side, unfortunately, the original toy is superior in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, Aaron has a good story with that toy too. One day we'll talk about it on the designing that on the Transformer. Excuse me, the Toy Armada. One day we're going to talk about that. We're going to do a Beast Wars episode in the near future. We're going to talk about Transmetals and Opto Optimus and all that. So stay tuned for that. Go subscribe to the Toy Armada. Go subscribe to Toy Armada because there's a lot of good stuff coming in the future. Princess Phalanx 59. Every GoBot wants to grow up to be a Transformer. Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them are pretty good. There's some GoBots that are pretty awesome as GoBots that Wheelie wishes he was. Or Night Scream, so there's some pretty good ones. Vanguardian will always get my vote, and Fightor and Crasher is another cool one. Spacey, Pathfinder, Dive, Slicks, a lot of good ones. I always look up there because I have my wall of carded GoBots. And of course, their Japanese interpretations, Machine Robo, Blue Jet is probably like just as tough as any Transformer. Um, Ibrahim says it's from the 80s comedy adventure about an auto mechanic. Really? How did I miss this one? I'm obsessed with like racing animes, and I always go out of my way to watch those. I've actually been recently looking up mangas that are about hockey. There's actually more than I thought there was. After watching Orange, what was it called there? Orange Press or whatever, the Idol hockey anime, which was terrible. It's not good at all. You can't mix waifu stuff with hockey. It just doesn't gel. I have to look that up now. Thank you, Abraham. I didn't know that there's. That's weird. Missed that one. J.R. Mina currently watching season 4 of Overlord, the anime. Did not watch up to season 4. I gave them what I call the patented 3 to 5 episode watch, and if it doesn't capture me, I just kind of let it slide. I watched the first couple of episodes and I was like, I could, okay, but it's not something I'm like, oh my God, I got to watch the rest. There's a lot of shows where I kind of just watch the beginning of it and I fall off it because if it doesn't speak to me to make me want to continue watching more, especially when you have it all at your fingertips and you have time to watch it, you know, kind of into isekai anime. See, what was the last isekai one that I watched? What was that one there? Oh God, I forget the name because they have such long, convoluted names. There was one that I watched where the main character was leading a crew of characters, and then there was this one guy that was like clearly the alpha male of them, and they were just like constantly leveling up and killing these goblins, and then the alpha male character got killed by the goblin, and then the main character had to step up to be the leader. I forget what it was. And of course, they all ended up in that world. And they don't remember how, like every isekai anime. Where are we at? Where are we at? If I miss any questions, guys, just repeat them. Uh, Mikey says, I don't think there ever be ever love a TF series better than I love Beast Wars. Well, Beast Wars is near perfect in my opinion. I think Beast Wars' biggest weakness is and is not its animation, because I think its animation is still pretty awesome. Beast Wars' biggest weakness, in my opinion, is just that first season is a little toyetic, but after you get past, like, let's say the first 5 episodes, it just finds its place and then rocks out like crazy. Rising of the Shield Hero is a great anime. There's a lot of people suggesting stuff to me now. People have to make like a master list. Watch these, Proto Man. Media Max, Proto Mang. Now that the people are criticizing Kingdom Air Razor's design, but forgot that they need to have 2 completely different aesthetics for each mode. You know, I never had a problem with Kingdom Air Razor. If I had one criticism, just tweak the paint a little bit to make it even more show accurate in terms of colors. But I think the sculpt is pretty good. I really like what they did. I mean, I see nothing wrong with it when you compare it to what we got in the past of Air Razor, like the original toy. I mean, I like it a lot. I think it looks really good. Came with the little weapons on the wrist to reenact her little blasters that she had that she used against Pterosaur in the episode The Spark. No complaints from me. That's a mold that looks like it had a lot of love put into it. Lord Sound Warp, unless you pay out for the DNA upgrade optimal. Well, then if you have to buy a Power of the Primes toy and then buy an upgrade kit to get something good, I think you're better off with the original. Although I am unfamiliar what a 100% complete optimal Optimus original goes for, but I'm pretty sure it goes for a lot right now. Oh, we got some super chats. I'll get to the super chats in a moment. Woohoo beasties. Damn right. Orlando Chavez, will we ever see new Beast Machines figures, specifically Maximal figures? I think, honestly, I'll finish your question. I know we have gotten Tankor, but any chance of something else new? I think we'll get something. Honestly, if they were going to do something that was Maximal related, you know what I would want? I'd want Botanica. But if they had to pick a character, probably Cheetor. I think, they're gonna milk the Cheetor machine as much as they can. You can't see it from the glare, but there's Beast Machine's Cheetor from the Titaniums line. Like, hey, we got to do a Cheetor and Titaniums. They did Beast Machines. That was a Don Figueroa call, very smart one by Don. Made the at the time the best Beast Machines Cheetor toy was a Titaniums one. Imagine. I would see Cheetor probably. Um, maybe optimal. Maybe Optimus Primal. Maybe not. Um, Black Arachne. I don't know if they'll revisit that one anytime soon, unless they need to do a trademark thing. But I'd love to see Botanica. That's the one. And as much as I hate Night Scream, revisit him and give him a good toy, because Lord knows he never got a good toy. He got a kind of Garbo McDonald's toy and a kind of Garbo, actually very Garbo and fragile retail toy. Let's go to that super chat. Could be Goblin. It's not Goblin Slayer, Lord Sound Warp. It's not Goblin Slayer. That I did watch quite a few. Collector Prime with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Collector Prime, for the super chat for 5 bones. Good evening, Proto. What is your favorite Beast Wars second or Neo toy? Beast Wars second, I'd have to go with, and I'm gonna go with molds that weren't also released in America. Like, I'm not gonna say Baboon for Beast Wars second, because he was, released as Apache in Japan. I'd have to go with, can I say Niagara base? I love the Niagara base. I think the Niagara base is one of the coolest Transformer products ever made. It's a playset that is a working waterfall. You pour water in it. It has a working waterfall. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I did a post. If you look on Twitter, do a search for @Protoman and then put like chillest Transformer or something. I love Niagara base. That's one definitely I would say. Beast Wars Neo, Arcanus, that was his name. The one that was like the Clint Eastwood. It was the Dinobot. That was the flying one that had the Clint Eastwood thing. It was Arcanus was his Japanese name. He's awesome mold. He has like the blondie Clint Eastwood, man without a name design. He has the gun that flips over. It could like be in his hand and then flip back in. Love that mold. That's a really good one from Beast Wars Neo. That one. I mean, obviously, Big Convoy is a given. Big Convoy is probably one of the best Beast Wars toys ever made, period. But that's why I don't want to include him because he always wins out. I mean, there's bloody tusks over there. You can barely see it. There's his legs. But I got Big Convoy in the crew. All my Beast Wars second starts over there because there you can see Megastorm and the rest of the crew over there. Good old Megastorm. Good question, Collector Prime. Good question. Um, Timothy K. Point Dexter Jr. Esquire Yo Proto. Do you think Haslab would do a God Ginrai campaign asking for a friend? Mark and Evans said that they would never want to do a Prime character, and I would imagine that God Ginrai, even though it's technically not Optimus Prime, just the mold is sourced from it, or vice versa. We'll never know what the chicken came or the egg came first. I don't think they'll do that. I think that'll be a retail product, much like we got in the Legends line. Which is still pretty good, that one. Stopped, Ward, Sound Warp, Laugh Out Loud, feel like I have to big an anime for you, Proto. I mean, yeah, a big list of anime for you, Proto. Yeah, I try to watch as much as I can. I really do. I really do. It's just there's so much. There's so much. It's hard to. Prince and Phalanx 59. You should watch Star Wars Andor and take a break from video games. I highly recommend. Surprised. It's very good writing and acting. I will get around to it. Um, I was one of these guys that I watched the beginning of Mandalorian and then life got in the way and I didn't have time to finish it. And then when Book of Boba Fett came out, I really wanted to watch Book of Boba Fett, but in my brain I was like, "Oh my god, they're probably going to say something and that's going to be a reference to Mandalorian." So I finished Mandalorian, I like burned through it and then watched all of Book of Boba Fett. I watched none of Obi-Wan yet. So let me ask you this, do I need to watch Obi-Wan? Because I just have had no time to watch Obi-Wan at all. And video games have been eating, like literally when I finish today, I'm going to play video games, grabbing a snack and going to bed. And then tomorrow I have another busy day. Like tomorrow is going to be super busy for me. Tomorrow is supposed to be my day off, but it's going to be a busy week. Snow is coming. Winter is coming. That's the truth. Winter is coming. And when winter is coming for Canada, you got to plan. Got to plan. Um, where are we at here? Just finished episode 10 of Andor. So I have to. Are they an hour long each? They're like the Boba Fett episodes, I guess. Still. Uh, AI Dragon Legend. Hey Proto, where the package? Where is the package refresh of Legacy Wheeljack and Cheetor? Well, those ones supposedly we were supposed to get them. They were on the list that was given by JT Prime 17. Maybe that's what no, because then it wouldn't make sense for the Wheeljack. The Cheetor could make sense with that repaint we got with Walmart with Night Prowler. And it wouldn't be a package refresh, it'd be a new character, but the Wheeljack never showed up. I don't know. Maybe it's a late wave thing. Be in a case assortment or something. Abraham wants to know, show's full title is Yuroshuku Mekadoc and was done by Tatsunoku, the guys who made Speed Racer. Well then. And Battle of the Planets, aka Gatchaman. Also had the manga. See, racing anime stuff always catches my attention because there's not a lot of good ones to go around. Like there's quite a few, but there's not like really good ones to go around. So when there's something that's there was a really good one. It was a one shot OVA, and it's literally called Goddamn. That's literally what it's called, and that was really good. But it was a one shot OVA, and it was made in like late '80s, early '90s. So it's got that yummy aesthetic of late '80s, early '90s anime. Where we at? Media Max at the tail end of December 9th. I should be able to back Deathsaurus. I'm so hyped. Victory Saber looks incredible. They're a little overpriced, but they blow away every third party out there out of the water. Well, third party is Apple and Oranges. Third party stuff is made in less numbers and doesn't have QC regulations like most toys do because they're made in smaller numbers, because the people that are making them aren't a big company. They want to make bigger profits. So usually the numbers are higher. It's a lot of factors. I've helped with third party stuff in the past, so I've seen how the sausage is made with that stuff, and there's so many things that go into that. Look, my little third party exclusive that I had at TFCon. You know, it was pricey. I didn't make a dime on that. I just wanted to make sure that people had stuff, but it was a fun little thing. So it cost me my time. It didn't really cost me too much of my money. As long as they sold out, which they did, I'd be happy. So Sarah wants to know, hey Proto, do you think I should get the BotCon Strika or better or wait and see? I will never get why the people say the animation of Beast Wars is outdated when the animation in Netflix is horrible. I always challenge people saying like, go on Netflix and look at the sea of Korean CG stuff that's out there. There are so many Korean CG robot stuff, tons of it. Met Robo, and Hello Robo and like Mon King. Like there's so many wacky ones. And look at that stuff, and then go and watch Beast Wars season 2. And don't tell me for a second like that mainframe wasn't firing on all cylinders with beautiful shading and everything. And go watch like Guerrilla Warfare from season 1. Like what an episode. I'm not even talking like, Code of Hero or some of the season 3 episodes. Go watch like Guerrilla Warfare. Go watch episodes like The Low Road, which is like a goofy comedy episode. And it still has such great moments. I mean, Beast Wars is just perfect. And to answer your other question, the Bakan Strika, look, Alpha Strika is a trademark. Alpha Striker is a trademark with Hasbro. It is related to the Strika character. Maybe one day. But right now, as of this live stream, that is the best Strika figure. It's either that and if you're looking at the original Strika toy, I would actually suggest the Nemesis Strika colors, which was the Universe repaint. That's the better one of that original mold, and of course, getting the Japanese Beast Wars Returns version, but that one's going to cost you a mint. So right now, the Bakon one is the best one, but who knows? Alpha Striker might see a new toy in the future. Who knows? Who knows? Mikey wants to know, we love all the Robot Heroes Beast Wars figures because they were technically in scale with the mainline Transformers. That is true. You could put your masterpiece Optimus Prime, your Optimus Primal. That's true. It's a shame we didn't get more of those. Would have been cool. Toughest one to get of that is Tigatron. Tigatron one that the Tigatron and the Inferno. They only came out in Europe. Those ones, and I think Australia also. JR Mina, that head Megatron, Megabolt Megatron from Beast Machines would be okay. That'd be a cool one to see. That'd be cool. That'd be fun because if they ever do another like big Titan class headmaster, like let's say they revisit Fortress Maximus, that would be a really good companion piece because that was the whole thing where it was like, oh, maybe we'll release, Car Robots Brave Maximus as Fortress Maximus in you can barely see him, but he's over there in America. And then you could take your Megabolt Megatron and put it on the head there. So it'd be cool if you could have like an extra companion piece. Free idea, Hasbro. Make it happen. Mikey, for us, it's got to be Moon. We'd wish they make an Artemis. Yes, I'd love to see Artemis made, but she's not a transforming character. So they, maybe, that's a Kotobukiya thing. Kotobukiya, do a model kit of Artemis or something, or maybe a masterpiece inclusion that got canceled. Orlando Chavez, 12 months a member. Hey, Orlando, thank you for being 12 months. And he has the question. I agree with wanting a Botanica figure, but how would that figure be done? I will show you how it'll be done by the magic of Mikey and Louie. And there goes that, reaching for it. Here you go. So Botanica, this is a rough 3D printed one by Bin Studios. So there you go. Just the regular hands. And then you twist it and transform it, and then you have the open the hands and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, this is just a simplified. It could be done. It could be done. You could have the different sculpting of the design. It could be done. And this was just a rough attempt by Bin Studios. Again, check them out. They make incredible work, But it could be done. It can be done. That was an awesome gift they gave me, by the way. I always keep it nearby because I can't believe it exists. I want a Botanica figure. You know, she needs to be done. Look, we're getting DevCon soon. Let's get a decent Botanica. Let's get a decent one. Let's scroll down too. Thank you for the question, Orlando, and thank you for being a member for 24 months. That's awesome, brother. 2 years. Congratulations. Enjoy that Rodimus emblem. I think at this point you could have the Matrix of Leadership even. I think you could put the Matrix of Leadership next to your name. I know I know Michael Koo does. Lord Skyward says, "Do you feel uh what is there? How do you feel of the in-hand images of Star Saber?" It's the same images that I more or less would have expected. I'm the kind of person that I don't really judge it too much until I get it in hand. And I've been talking to the marketing who are going to be sending me my sample, and it looks like I might get the MicroMasters with them because they're forced into the packaging. So, yay, I'm getting the MicroMasters maybe with it. Maybe I can't confirm it, but that's what it sounds like. Sound Warp, Obi-Wan was really good. Okay, cool. I want to see Obi-Wan. I like Obi-Wan. I like young Obi-Wan too, so I'm curious to see that. Prison Filings 59, skip Obi-Wan, not worth it. The other people say otherwise. Let me ask you this. Is there anything in Obi-Wan that I will learn that will affect my viewing of Andor? That's the most important thing. Good or not, you know? That's what I need to know more than anything. Uh, we need some car robots. Love new Megatron build team. I'd like to see I'd like to see redone. That'd be a really cool one to see. Build team. A lot of people were rumoring. They were saying that maybe the Dragon Megatron, the leader class, could be retooled into Gigatron, aka RID Megatron. That's one that I keep hearing. Sarah says Obi-Wan, just the last episode and other parts is horrible, like Night Scream. Okay, I don't think it's as bad as Night Scream. It can't be that bad as Night Scream. Really? Can't be that bad. Got a lot of super chats too. We'll get to those in a moment, my friends. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. You're the guys who keep the greases rolling, along with my green names over here. You should definitely watch Obi-Wan. See, everyone's like, come on, which one is it? Don't watch it. Watch it. Don't watch it. I guess it's very divided, eh? Is there more Hasbro political stuff involved in it? Is that why? Is there more of that stupidity? Hasbro needs to grow up. Hasbro needs to grow up. Lord Sound Warp. I don't know if it has its awesome moments like the fifth sister duel with Vader. Now I don't even know what's going on. Okay. Uh, Mikey says she liked Obi-Wan. It's a voting now. We're gonna have what are we gonna have to do a voting in the community tab? Should Proto Man watch Obi-Wan? Michael Butcher, haven't seen that name in a while. How you doing, Michael? Michael Butcher, 14-month man. Hey, Proto. I am playing War for Cybertron now, brother. I wish I could be playing with you, War for Cybertron. I have yet to sit down and try to figure out how to play online with the old console because I've just have not. Even if I got it up and running, I just have not had time. But I would love to play War for Cybertron. Oh, it's been so long. My old characters. Landino the Great with the 199 super chat, and then under it he put, "Hey Proto, have you seen the new leaks for Transformers Rise?" People have shown that to me. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I don't know if there's so much fake stuff out there that I don't know what I'm listening to. I don't know what I'm watching. So that's why I haven't reported it yet because I get shown a lot of stuff that kind of sets off the old BS meter. So I'm kind of just going like, I'm gonna wait and see what until we get more information on this one. But I have seen the clips. Yes, it was sent to me by one of my patrons in Discord. The name escapes me right now, but someone sent it to me. MediaMax Protomang, who do you think is worse at nickel and diming fans, Takara or Hasbro? Two different markets. When you look at the pricing of Transformers in Japan, it's also because the cost of living is more expensive over there. So it's kind of like understanding an inflationary kind of situation. Uh, Japan went through a recession in the 90s, and then when they came out of that recession, inflation went nuts, and then just paychecks went up with that inflation to kind of match it when Prime Minister Abe came into power. I don't know why I know all of this. It's just the economics of Japan when it comes to toy product value. And that's why like people be like, well, a deluxe class transformer in Japan is practically $40 when it's all said and done. So it's a ripoff. But they also get paid more there too. There's also much more pay. So it's kind of hard to compare the two. I will say, I mean, when you look at what minimum wages in Japan and when you look what minimum wages in the United States, especially in some states, man, there's some states where they really taking you to town. I think you get a better product for what your money is worth in Japan. So like when you look at the Legends stuff and they were getting all the paint on them and the pack-in manga comic from Sakamoto-san, I think Japan was getting it way better. And it's not me like favoring Japan because Daniel's a weeb or something or Proto's a weeb. It's more just because I know what minimum wage is there, especially back then in like let's say 2017, 2016, pre-COVID and the cost of living. And I said COVID. I meant the big V. Don't hurt me, YouTube. Are we still doing this? um, where Hasbro, I understand their situation too, but I mean, there was a time where they were like, well, we can't put, bios on the back of the box because we have to hire a copywriter. We can't include trading cards because that's a waste of cardboard. We can't do, unique box art because of XYZ. But they were doing all of that to cut costs and then they were increasing the costs. So one day, one day I'm going to sit down and Hasbro's going to hate this, but one day I'm going to sit down and I talked with a Yu-Gi-Oh collector who does Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards. And he talked about how Hasbro with Magic the Gathering has been ripping off American fans for years by producing low quality cardboard compared to what Japanese cardboard is. And the profit margins are crazy in comparison. So, I mean, it's a deep discussion, and it's probably going to be very boring when you get into, well, the printing factories that are done for Konami in Japan are done by Cartamundi, which is actually located in Europe, and you know they used to use Cartamundi for Magic the Gathering, but now they use these Japanese printers that are really low quality, and they work. It gets into like really deep into the weeds. But long story short, there's sections of Hasbro that sometimes make me raise an eyebrow when it comes to how they're making profit. And that's not an attack at the designers. There is a ton of very talented and amazing people that work at that company. But the more you move up that food chain, the more it gets corporate and kind of skeezy. And that's the stuff that really affects us. Like when we have overpriced product, it's not Mark and Evan's fault. It's not Mark and Evan's fault. It's not Delaney, who recently just joined the studio series team. These are guys that they're working a job that they're passionate about, and they're not in control of the steering wheel when it comes to deciding prices for MSRP and everything like that, and the budgets and how much money we can make profits to meet our slumping stock sales. It's they're not responsible for that. So those guys, I feel for them. I really do. Mark Rosewater. Mark Rosewater is in charge of Magic the Gathering. Every time he does a live stream, I see in Mark's face, Mark Rosewater, how it's just like, help me. It's like he writes it on a piece of paper. you know? It's like, I'm not responsible for this. I have to smile and go, yeah, $1,000 packs of cards. Call the police. But anyways, I went on a rant there. Apologize, but what QC from Hasbro really, according to Bumblebot? Kaz with the $5 super chat. Kaz, haven't seen your name in a while, brother. Kaz with the $5 super chat. Fave moments in 2D animation in Transformers. I think the movie is one of the most beautiful anime styled movies in the 80s, and Call of the Primitives is good. If you're talking 2D, that opens it up also to a lot of other Transformer stuff. Obviously, 86 movie has amazing stuff. You know what's a really good G1 episode that people sleep on for animation that isn't called The Primitives? Prime Target. Prime Target is a really good one, and Prime Problem. Those two episodes, I don't know why. I think they got Toei to do those. Those are two fantastically animated episodes, and Burden Hardest to Bear. Not just because it's a Hot Rod episode. Same thing. There's a lot of moments where like it's animated really well. And we all know a lot of season 3 episodes were animated by ACOM Studios and they were garbage, but man, like that was a good one. That was a good one. Good episode. Good stuff. So check those ones out. Transformer Victory stuff, because it's so much later, 89, 90. Um, there's like incredible animation with Transformer Victory stuff. A lot of really good animation from that. Transformer Zone, it's an OVA, had a higher budget for 30 minutes. Had to get a lot done in 30 minutes. It was really good. Really good stuff. And I mean, any of the what was Studio Gonzo? Derek told me there was a Japanese studio that was in charge of all the stock footage transformations for Transformers Animated. No, Studio 4C, excuse me. Studio 4C, anytime they did anything Transformers Animated related. Transformation, stock stuff. So Studio 4C stuff from Animated looks delicious. And how about that intro? Japanese intro. So I'll go with those. And I'm forgetting something. There's tons of other cool stuff, but we'll go with those. Aiden Tolbert with the $5 super chat. How you doing, Aiden? Long time no see also. Earthspark is good. The story is better than both Cyberverse and War for Cybertron trilogy. I don't know about that. Cyberverse really found its place in season 3. Cyberverse, I wanted more of Cyberverse with that Beast Machines kind of against the Quintesson story. They were really building up to something there. War for Cybertron trilogy, I will agree with you. War for Cybertron trilogy is, anyways. Dr. Morrow and Dot are my favorite human characters. Again, if they're your favorite, that's cool. I think there's a lot. Go watch Master Force, brother. Best human characters in Transformers. Go watch Master Force. Master Force will make you love that. Like, because I always say I don't like humans in my Transformers, but if it is, it's Master Force because Master Force knew how to co-symbiote that. But I will say, when Dot is in any of those action scenes, she's kicking it. She's kicking it. She's destroying those arachnoids. Don't want to say too much. Don't want to spoil. But the action scenes in that show are fantastic. Very well animated. I want to see more Alita 1 and RC, man. Like, just the fluid animation of some of the female characters. Both of them are doing like Alita 1 is doing Wing Chun, which is like Bruce Lee's style of fighting. And then you have like RC at one moment, she was doing like some kind of like feng shui, like I don't know what was going on. She like they're giving them like all this like kung fu fighting stuff. I don't know. This looks cool. Uh Mikey says we made customs of all the Beast Wars robot heroes that we're missing. Oh my goodness. Did you do Air Razor? I'm kind of curious how she looks. You should make those as 3D printed. People would dig those as little minis. People would dig that stuff. They would dig it, yo. How much time we got left? Oh, we got 20 minutes. Ooh, we're flying today. We are flying. I don't want to miss anyone's questions because I still got so much here. So much here. So much. We got to get through everything, boys and gals. There's a lot going on, you know? Where are we at here? Sorry if I'm missing everything. I want to see Unicron Trilogy Optimus fused. Unicron Trilogy Optimus is fused into one. Well, you got to have Armada and then Fatimus Prime, the Armada Prime, and then the best one, which is the Galaxy Force one, all in one. Prince of Phalanx 59. No, Andor is its own thing. Okay, good. Goes along with Rogue One. Okay, Rogue One I saw. And I liked Rogue One. Had its moments. Giants Bleed, think if we get any car robots, you'd like Skybite. You know what? The thing with Skybite is he was really popular in the West, and in the Japanese version, that kind of gimmick was kind of lost. We already got a really good Skybite toy in the 30th anniversary one. So, I mean, That's a really good toy already. I mean, do we
But the
really need
trial
another
must be
Skybite after we got
stopped,
that one?
no matter the
Uh,
cost.
Mikey says, "Hey Proto, do you think we will ever see a G1 Raiden but done in a smaller scale?" Yes, I do. Just distance yourself from the master. I was going to grab the masterpiece one. We need some years away from the masterpiece one, and then they'll mini masterpiece it for sure. You know, faux show. JR Mina, it would be quite difficult for Legacy Megatron Megs to be retooled into Car Robots Megatron. Need to be a 10 changer. Well, 10 changer for Devil Gigatron. And you know what, JR, honestly, I believe I would agree with you, but the way they've been retooling stuff recently, I don't know. Anything is possible now. Like the guys that are there now, like Mark and Evan, man, like they're working some serious partial magic. Like they're really doing their thing over there with Takara, you know. So who knows? Mr. Bumblebot, watch it. I watch it, but Obi-Wan doesn't affect Andor. Okay, good, good. Because that's the one thing is like I'm always worried like if I watch something and then like there's an in joke that I'm missing because I'll watch a lot of stuff that has like those deep cuts and I'll like chuckle and laugh and I'll go, wow, if I didn't have that stupid knowledge in my head, it would have went right over my head. And there's a lot of deep cut stuff like that. So like if you didn't watch Mandalorian and you went right into a Book of Boba Fett, there's a lot of stuff that you kind of miss. So I kind of hope that it's not the same thing with this one. Michael Butcher, hey Proto, you think we will get? I was thinking of getting third-party Seacons. What do you think? I don't pay attention to all the third-party combiners, especially when there was the third-party combiner war that happened in like, geez, like 2014 to like 2019. There was like every company was making their own third-party combiners. I mean, I'm slowly now getting the Generation Selects one. And let's just say that's actually what fell. Let's just say I'm getting ready. You know what I mean? Let's just say he's already transformed and ready to go. So it's your call, man. If you see a third party one that you like and you have the funds for it, go for it. That's what I always say. If it speaks to you. Media Max Protomang, exactly how far do intimate human transformer relationships go? Did Power Glide ever consummate the marriage? Closest I've ever seen would be kiss play. So, but if you don't want to count kiss play, where you're actually kissing the Transformers, um, something like Alexis from Transformers Armada, where I think she loved Starscream, and felt deeply for him. Uh, you know, Wheelie and Daniel had a pretty close relationship in Headmasters. They really liked each other a lot and considered themselves close friends, and you could see that, especially in the dubbing of the Japanese dubbing. Excuse me. There's a bot where? Oh, maybe John got rid of it. Sorry. If I'm reading it and I'm seeing there's bots, it's probably because it got rid of it. But yeah, there's a few. I mean, when you look at again, like you mentioned, the girl who loved Power Glide, Historia, we never really see her again, unfortunately, outside of like manga one shot material and stuff through Sakamoto. I'm trying to think of some others. You look at Miko, you look at Miko with Bulkhead, but I would go with Alexis from Armada Micron. She legitimately was like broken when Starscream passed away. Spoiler on something that's 20 years old. Like she was broken, literally. Uh, let's see. Oh boy, been a while since I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I think people are seeing my Yu-Gi-Oh talk just now. Plus Ando set rotation. Where are we at here? Lord's Sound Warp makes more profit though, making new cards only ones you can use in games. Well, there's the collectability aspect. I remember Pokemon Company put out a very interesting piece of information. They said that only 20% of people who buy the Pokemon cards actually play the game. Everyone else just collects them. That's fucking staggering numbers right there, man. That's crazy. But it's true. It's true. I know so many people that just buy them just to collect them. I'm going to get every Gengar. I'm going to get every Charizard, you know? We got a gold super chat from T Formers 2002. Thank you, T Formers 2002, for the gold super chat. Hey, Proto, was watching a vid today on Death's Head TFX Doctor Who comics, and it got me thinking, is it possible to get an Octus for the crossover line? It would be fun. Well, here's the question I have is who has the current Doctor Who toy license? Because that right away would affect any kind of crossover stuff. Death's Head is Marvel, and Marvel has done legend scale stuff in the 3-inch of Death's Head in the past. So, and that's Hasbro. So, if you want a Death's Head figure, that exists. I don't think there'll be crossover per se, but if you're talking Doctor Who, you'd have to. And I'm not a big Doctor Who guy, so I apologize on my ignorance of that area. As a kid, it was on the BBC here in Canada, and it just never spoke to me. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was kind of nerdy. Don't kill me, but that's just my take. Never a big Doctor Who guy. Um, but uh, it's who has the toy license. Whoever has the master toy license for Doctor Who merchandise right now. If they don't have it anymore, and then Hasbro can make a bid for it and have it be a partner thing, that's where it could kind of go. Prince and Phalanx 59, the designer and artists are the heartbeat of products. Of course, 100%. You know, corporate guys don't get a dime without the hard work of them, but that's always the sad truth of a lot of businesses. You know, the guy who makes your sandwich at a restaurant probably gets paid the least. The guy who sits at the back reading his cell phone in the manager's office gets paid the most. Which is the one that made your experience better? That's just how it is, unfortunately, the pyramid of it. Timothy K. Poindexter Jr. Esquire the third. Proto, what's for dinner and breakfast? For dinner, I got a giant baguette, giggity. And I'm gonna make myself some pasta, probably fettuccine alfredo. Breakfast is probably gonna be 2 hard-boiled eggs, raspberries, and some tamari nuts. I always keep my breakfasts very simple and light. Try to keep the carbs out of it as much as possible. I would love to have a disgustingly sugary bowl of cereal, but at my age, that'll kill a person. Even Jerry Seinfeld, who's a big cereal connoisseur, had to stop eating cereal because you just can't have it later on. I would love to like just destroy a box of like Cocoa Pebbles, but you know, you got to balance. You got to have like a cheat week. But if you buy me a box of Cocoa Pebbles, I'm going to destroy that mofo. I'm going to eat the whole box in like a sitting. But thank you for that question. Orlando Chavez, Prime Target, is one of my favorites. Lord Chumley and his butler are the best. Prime Target was also probably one of the first season 2 episodes I saw. Actually, now that I think about it, it's definitely up there, along with Starscream and King Arthur's Court. That's another one. Then I saw those through G2 because saw the '86 movie, started watching Transformers. Season 3 episodes started rolling out on YTV. So it was like '86 movie, season 3. And then when G2 came out, that's how I got my season 1 and 2 episodes. How I saw the origin of the Transformers. AI Dragon Legend, what's for dinner, Proto? Same answer. Um, I wanted tomorrow. Might as well say what's maybe for tomorrow's dinner. Then I'll go that far. Tomorrow I want to go to an Asian supermarket. I want to pick up some stuff. Um, there's this dish that's called siok fan, Chinese dish. Siok means like roasted pork. Fan means rice in Chinese. Siok fan. It's roasted pork with rice. They put like a MSG flavoring on the rice with the roasted pork, cut lean, fresh off of the hanging pig. Even though I love pigs, they're adorable, but they also taste very good. Very good. Love that. I'm tempted to get that tomorrow. Have that for lunch maybe, but I will see how I feel tomorrow. Got a very busy day tomorrow. Very, very busy day tomorrow. Um, let's see. Let's see. I hope I didn't miss anything, guys. We only got 10 minutes left. I apologize. We've been flying through everything here. Prince of Phalanx 59, everyone doing kung fu fighting. I love that song, actually. First time I actually heard it, it was not during its original. I heard it during the commercial for Mulan when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that song." What? And then my father, who has like every vinyl record, he's like, "Yeah, I got that. You want to hear it?" Oh ho ho ho, little tiny Jim and little Jackie Chan. Uh, Mikey SB, we do all the robot heroes as 3D prints, and yup, AirRaiser, all of them, even Beast Machines. Mikey, you got to show images of that stuff. I would love to share that online. People would dig that. I got my whole, like, behind that Unicron on the ground here is all my robot heroes. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. People would dig that, especially the ones that people couldn't get because they were so expensive, like Inferno. Believe in Bumper. Haven't seen that name in a while. Believe in Bumper. How you doing, brother? Do you think another Marvel crossover series could be successful? I don't think Expanse was done well. Oh no, it didn't. And Peg warmed like crazy. But if they did, like the older figures, I would like a line that could have some legs. So yeah, the cover Expanse, the Blackbird crossover, that sold terrible. Um, we have here in Canada, we have kind of like CVS. It's another pharmacy slash toy kind of, not toy, but it has a toy section. We have like a CVS Canadian version called Jean Coutu, also known as Farmer's Drug Mart or whatever it's called in the rest of English speaking Canada. And they started getting cases of Expanse like as dead stock, selling for like $30 Canadian, which is like 21 American right now with exchange. They can't give those things away. It's not a good looking toy. It was a retool repaint of the Jetfire. I don't know. I want to like it. I want to like it because I love 90s X-Men, but man, like I don't know. It was not a good toy. It really wasn't. Will we see other stuff? I think we will. The fact that as long as Marvel is under the Hasbro bubble, there's always the potential for those things to cross over. Every once in a while, even if we don't get a Transformer crossover, we always get like some kind of product that could belong in the Transformers like universe. Right now we have the Marvel Mech Strike stuff. I talked about it, like upstairs. I have the Thanos one. It kind of looks like a bludgeon pretender shell. Like that stuff's on shelves right now. And that has a very Transformers adjacent kind of feel to it. It's kind of like pretender shells. So it's still there. And then even before that, they had like the Spider-Man flip changers that were clearly not Transformer branded, but were Transformer flavored, you know? So there's a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of that stuff. I have it all in my displays behind me of the crossover stuff. I could see it again at some point. Sarah says, for me, the moment when Beast Wars really shines is the opening of Code of Hero. Everything is amazing. The opening of Code of Hero, when Dinobot tries to kill himself in that moment in Master Blaster, when Megatron rises from the lava. Everything in Code of Hero is fantastic. It deals with suicide, it deals with honor, it deals with loyalty, it deals with Shakespearean themes. There's so much going on in that episode it's no surprise so many people voted the greatest Transformer episode of all time. And it's Beast Wars, which is the greatest Transformer series of all time. So what do you expect? Master Blaster with the birth of I guess we'll call it TM2 Megatron, Dragon Megatron. Pretty good episode. Overall, the episode isn't super dynamic, but still a pretty good episode. I think was that the episode that has there he is, my little guy. There he is, my little guy. Isn't he cute? Was that episode? I don't remember. Or was that another episode? I think that was another. I think that was the beginning of the TM2 episodes. I don't remember. It's been years. Lord Sound Warp. Uh, oh, I'm gonna head out in the chat. I've been listening to the chat. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the weekend. Much love to all you guys and gals. Well, thank you, Lord Sound Warp, for stopping by and supporting the pod. Media Max Protomang, did you see the new Weird Al Yankovic movie? It was comedic brilliance, brother. So whenever I have a Roku TV in my bedroom, which is a smart TV, every time I turn it on, Roku puts an ad for it saying I could watch it for free. And I really, want to go watch it. I really do. I really, really do. So at some point, I am gonna watch it. It looks fun. It looks fun, that movie, and I love Weird Al. Loved Weird Al since I was a kid. One of my favorite movies as a kid was UHF. My uncle introduced it to me. UHF is a hilarious movie. If you have not watched UHF, go watch it. It's such a brilliant movie. Oh my God, is it good? Weird Al, like, and it's amazing because that movie didn't do well, and Weird Al never like did a movie ever again afterwards, like in his peak of popularity. But that movie like launched the career of Michael Richardson, who would go on to be Kramer from Seinfeld, and Fran Dresser, who would go on to do also The Nanny. Like, what a great movie! Such a great movie. Wheel of Fish, Rambo, Conan the Librarian. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Orlando Chavez. Wait, hold on, I hope I didn't miss anything here. Oh no, did I miss something? Sorry, everything's getting pushed up here. Oh, here we go. Mikey says, Proto, what will the Nemesis transform into? Well, everyone's easy answer is Triptychon. Then the secondary answer is Tidal Wave. So I'll just go with that. Personally, I think the Nemesis should be a new character, and let Triptychon, if they do reissue him, be a separate release. And same thing with Tidal Wave, let it be a separate release. But I mean, those are the two answers that people like to go with. They like to say Triptychon because of the War for Cybertron games, and they like to say Tidal Wave because Tidal Wave's a big boy. So I think that's the ones that they want to go with. We got 4 minutes left. Princess Phalanx 59, seeing the reviews for the crossover G.I. Joe and Transformers are junk. Better as vehicle modes than bot modes. That really they're that bad? That's the shame to hear. That's a real shame to hear because I was kind of looking forward to the His Tank Megatron. That's a shame to hear that. That's all done by a different crew of people too. That's not done by the Kara side. So maybe that's part of the reason why it's kind of It's kind of like the Star Wars Transformers when they had their own ongoing line. They weren't done by Takara, and that's why it was kind of obscure. Giants Bleed says, I want a new animated Black Arachnia. Well, what's wrong with the old one? The old one's pretty darn good. I mean, a lot of those animated toys, knocked it out of the park the very first time. To me, it's like if you're going to revisit a character, this is just my take, but if you're going to revisit a character that the toy didn't do the job the first time, or the second time, or the third time. Aaron Archer says UHF is awesome. You damn right it is, Aaron. It's an absolutely brilliant movie. It's amazing how many people I talk to never even heard of it. They're like, wait, Weird Al had a movie and it had Fran Dresser and Kramer in it? You know? Do you have any spare change? Any spare change? Like it's so quotable. It's such a oh my god. Anyways, go see that movie if you haven't seen it any way possible. I don't know, Spatula City. Such a what was the other good one I loved? What was the one I loved as a kid? The Drinking from the Fire Hose. I was like, when that movie came out, I was like 6 years old, 7 years old. That drinking from the fire hose scene and eating the dog treats, Bobo the clown eating the dog treats and then vomiting. I lost it as a child. Like it's the simple things, even as a child, I lost it. Such a Weird Al is, you know what? He's amazing. He's amazing. That animated GIF that goes around the internet where you see Randy Savage, Macho Man, elbowing a hamster, like elbow dropping a hamster. That's a Weird Al sketch. Like no one realizes that's a Weird Al sketch. Look up Randy Savage, Weird Al Yankovic. Like, oh my god, amazing. Anyways, we're gonna praise Weird Al all night. Sarah says the problem with Kenobi is that all the series are just filling for the battle with Vader and Obi-Wan. Okay. Again, I'm probably gonna watch it. I'll try to find time. I don't know when, but Andor. People are telling me watch Andor, but maybe I should watch Obi-Wan first. Oh, you don't? Oh, Elvesweed, you don't own animated Black Arachnia? Then get the original, man. Get the original. That one was I think Wave 1. So there's probably like tons of those out there. Man, if I would have known, I had like an extra for the longest time and I sold it like maybe like 2 cons ago. Damn, I would have like sent it to you. Damn. I had a carded one forever because she came single pack, 2 packs. Like, there's plenty of her out there. So you should be able to get one. Give those kids the hose. Media Max Protobang. Did you get Gotham Knights? I think it's good on its own, but it's hard to adjust to the new controllers because of my decades of muscle memory with the Arkham series. I have Gotham Knights. I never played it longer than 5 minutes. Everyone was telling me, dude, you got to play the Gotham Knights games. I do agree with you with the control scheme. Um, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City gave you that muscle memory of how to play Batman, and then that kind of messes you up. I think so far of the best, Arkham City is still the best one, but that's just my take, you know? And we are at the 2 hour mark, so we are done for the night again. I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank everyone who super chatted again. Thank you for all the super chats and all the money thrown this way to help support the podcast, guys. Again, thank you for all of that. Thank you to Mikey and Louie for sending me the big box of bugs. I'm going to be opening it up sometime this week, so check on my Twitter if you want to see the wacky photos that this loser Transformer fan is going to be posting. Ransack for sure is going to be the first guy I'm going to be transforming for sure. Thank you again to all the sponsors. Again, Symbiote Studios for our pins, t-shirts, our clothing that we wear every weekend. Thank you to Hasbro for sponsoring us, even though we keep it real here. You know, when Hasbro does good stuff, I praise it. When Hasbro does weird stuff, I criticize it. That's just how it is, guys. You know, that's just how it is. And of course, and the seats for giving us this comfy chair so my spinal cord is not a mess with this cool lumbar support with Optimus behind. Ah. Thank you guys for coming in. Have an amazing, amazing life and weekend. Hang out with your friends and family. Tomorrow, another important thing I just remembered is I have to go to the LGS. I got to my local game store. I got to pick up some stuff too. Man, tomorrow's going to be super busy. Tomorrow's supposed to be my day off. I am going to be so busy. Oh man. And then there's going to be stuff coming in the mail on Monday. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts and bolts. Thank you all for coming. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family, your loved ones, and everything like that. The world is not a crazy place like you think it is. Stop listening to social media. Stop listening to the negativity, especially what's going on Twitter right now. It's all crazy. Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with Twitter. It's not dying, and people are just losing their minds because they like to lose their minds. You know, because if they were left their own devices, they'd be vibrating through the wall. Let's put it that way. Everything is fine in the world. Relax. Relax. That's why I'm always smiling. Because when you realize how the world is not really that crappy, and when you listen to social media, that's entire purpose is to remind you how everything is crappy. Screw those guys. To quote Cartman, who's not a very good person, but to quote Cartman, screw you guys. I'm going home. Take care, all. I'll see you later. Love you. I'm out of here.